Return to what? Interrupt. Return what? Yeah. So molecules you created GitHub, right? GitHub is account is ready, Git is ready, right? GitHub account is ready and what? It is ready. GitHub account is ready, Git is ready. Ready? Hey, who creates objects? I was responsible to create the object, right? We are giving information to IOC container. How many ways you can get information? One is the XML, Java, right? Exactly. See, IOC containers like two types of IOC containers. How many types? No? Two types of IOC containers. One is the application context. Application context. There is a bean factory. Bean factory and application context is the two IOC types of containers. One is what? Application context. Second one is what? Bean factory. So yes, we have two IOC containers. One is what? Application context. Application what? Context. Second one is what? Bean factory. So before the application context phase, initially we have the bean factory actually. Initially we have what? Bean factory. Bean factory is the container. See guys. Spring IOC container means IOC container is a like a interface. One class type. IOC container means what? One class. Bean factory is IOC container. Application context also IOC container. How many IOC containers we have? Two IOC containers. So initially we have the IOC container like bean factory. Later we have the application context. So what is this bean factory? Both are IOC containers. Nice. What the bean factory will do? What is application context will do? See guys. If I'll talk about the get them. So version is there, writing is there. sir. Okay. How many containers we have? Two types. Bean factory application. Bean factory is a container, IOC container. Application context. Someone said application context means don't think too much. It's IOC container. Application context is interface representing like IOC container. Bean factory is also interface representing what? IOC container. Someone said application context. Someone said bean factory means don't think too much. Those are the IOC containers. IOC containers. See, starting we have the starting we have like bean factory is IOC container. IOC container responsible for what? Create the object, inject the object, initialize the data. Create the object, initialize the data, inject the object. See, IOC container responsible for like three operations. Create the object, initialize the data. Any data initialization is there. Auto binding, inject the data. Dependency injection, right? Yes or no? Auto binding is what? Inject the dependency, but who will inject IOC container? IOC container responsible for the creation of object, initialization of data, injecting the object, injecting the dependencies, right? How many types of IOC containers are here? Two types. One is the bean factory, second one is what? Application context. What the bean factory will do? I have a lot of objects. See guys, that object is managed by Spring IOC container. See, you have the employee controller. Employee controller class. Who is creating object? Tell me here. IOC container. IOC container. So the object is this object is managed by what? IOC container. Right? Wait, that object is managed by what? IOC container. The object is managed by IOC container. That is called like we are calling it as beans. We are calling it as what? Bean. Simply cancel it spring bean. That is what spring bean. When you term like when you heard about the term like spring bean means don't think too much. That is a class is maintained by IOC container. Employee control is a bean, spring bean. So employee control is what? Spring bean. Employee service also spring bean. Employee repository also spring bean because these all are managed by Spring IOC container. So the classes, the objects are managed by the IOC container. Those are called what? Spring beans. Now you got the clarity there. The first question, what is a spring bean? What is a spring bean? What is spring bean? Tell me here. It's a normal Java class managed by Spring IOC container. So bean factory application context is IOC container, guys. What container? IOC container. IOC container create the bean objects and what we can say is here bean objects. Bean objects means what? Bean objects means what? Controller object, service object, repository object. So bean factory is IOC container. Bean factory will create the objects. We create what? Objects. It will create the controller object request like whatever the objects are there managed by Spring IOC container. It will create the bean objects. It will create whatever bean object. Then the client sends a request. Client sends what? Request. When the request comes to the file, then only object is created. Then only object is created by IOC container. Then only object is created by what? IOC container. Bean factory is IOC container which creates objects when the request comes to server. Request is not coming now, it is not creating any objects. It's not creating any objects. But tell me guys, here the problem is assume that we didn't create any objects. Runtime, billions of requests are coming at a time. Billions of requests are coming at a time, then that time Spring IOC container creates the billions of objects. Then tell me that object creations definitely take bit time, right? You like some restaurant when you go to the restaurant, you order some live fish curry. Then they will prepare the curry. Then what? They will serve the curry. Definitely it will take time. Or no time. Time required. That is like you order something, they will prepare and they will give you. That is called bean factor. Bean factor is what? If you order, he will prepare and he will give you the food. Definitely takes time. Less time, more time. Less time. Less time and more time because you order multiple items like they have to prepare live fishes and they need to prepare all the items they has to give, right? It's taking time, less time. Huh? And then if you take like Kumar and biryani. Do you know Kumar and biryani, right? What she will do? She will prepare like with when you order, she already prepared. Sundara, Kumar and ఎవరైనా you know Kumar Andy, right? Kumarani, what it will do? When you want like 2 liver fries, then she will prepare. She will prepare already done. Already done. She already prepared what? Home. She is bringing with what? Some cans, right? Yes or no? Yes, sir. There's application context. Application context, everything, all updates are created when you start the server itself. When you start the server, application context IOC container creates all objects. You want or you don't want to leave it. As client required and not required, keep aside. But application context will create all the bean objects, all Spring objects created ready available. Then the request comes on, immediately solve the request. Oh, immediately solves what? You got it, huh? What is bean factory? Bean factory means what? When you ask it, then she will prepare and she will give you. There is a bean factory. Bean factory will create the objects on demand. On demand means what? If you demand, they will create. What is the application context? Beans are created during what? Server startup itself. You command what? Take and go. Which one is fast? Application context or bean factory? Application context is a eager loading, a lazy loading. Eager object creations. Eager objects means during the server startup itself, all objects are ready. Bean factory is a eager object creation, lazy. Lazy means what? Huh? Lazy means I asked you done. That's a lazy. I didn't ask you done. That is what? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. You guys are eager or lazy? Yeah. Huh? Okay. I asked AOP, right? Tell me AOP. Even I asked her also, there is no response. You are not lazy, not eager. Lazy head of the department is there, no? Lazy Pro Max. What Pro Max? Yeah. I told na. Eager means what? Without asking, sir, I done this project, sir, regarding Spring, based on my previous knowledge like that. That is what? Eager. Lazy means what? I asked, at least we have to give. Lazy Pro means what? I asked you. Even they are giving or not giving us still. AOP started at first you don't know what is AOP also. Like yes or no. Okay, like that is like keep aside. Kumari aunty is what? Application context. And location is what? Being fact. So on demand, when you demand, they will create the objects. How many types of IOC containers? Two types. One is what? Bean factory will create the object on demand when the client request comes. Client request is not coming us, she is not doing anything. Nice. Application context. See guys, that time 2005, 6 and all, requests are very less. Requests are very less and memory very costly that time. That time 1 TB hard disk almost 15,000, 20,000 rupees. But these days 1 TB hard disk is what? Hardly 1,000, 2,000 rupees, right? Yes or no? Yes, sir. In 2005, I have the laptop, which is the RAM of 512 MB RAM. The RAM of what? 512 MB RAM. In 2002, I have the laptop. 512 MB RAM. Now we are using 8 GB, 16 GB, right? So which is hard like 80 GB hard disk. That laptop cost around 60,000. How much, ma? 60,000. That much hard disks are very costly that time. That's what guys, unnecessarily don't load all objects in the servers. That's what on demand you create the objects what? When it required. That time requests are less requests, more requests, less requests. Any problem is there? No. But these days what? Even small kids are using applications. Too much demand, too much high performance required. That's what guys. When you send the request, object should be ready. Object should be ready when application start itself. Application. That is called IOC containers. Tell me how many types of IOC containers? How many types of what? IOC. How many types of what? IOC containers. How many types of IOC containers, man? Two types. One is the main context. One is the application context. So Spring Boot we done this in any code. We didn't use application context bean factory anywhere, right? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Are you using any bean factory application context? No, na? Yes or no, na? I didn't use, right? Anywhere application context do you observe? Nothing, guys. Generally, in the Spring classes, old approach, I need to create the object of application context. I need to call the get bean methods. I need to do a lot of activity. But But Spring IOC container, like Spring Boot by default they enable application context. Why Spring Boot by default will come? See, servers you are installing by default coming up. What coming up? Tomcat, Jetty, Undertow. Database installed by default coming up. IOC container also you will give by default. You don't need to create the object of application context. You said like that. By default, Spring Boot supports what container? Bean factory and application context. Exactly. They'll ask the question like, what is IOC container? How many types of IOC container? In a Spring Boot, what IOC container it is using? Spring Boot using what IOC container is here? You see, Spring Boot uses what? Application context. So you got it, huh? That is very important. Got it, huh? That is IOC containers. What are the response to the IOC container? Huh? Create objects. Inject the objects, initialize the objects. మొత్తం చెప్పండి క్రియేట్ ద ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే క్రియేట్ అక్కడ కాదు మొత్తం యూ టెల్ ద కంప్లీట్ వర్డ్ వెన్ we have the question create the ban is the bean life cycle. Bean means what? Spring Bean. It's a Java class. Normal ఎందుకులే మళ్ళీ Java class is managed by what? Managed by IOC container. Managed by what am IOC container. That is called like Spring Bean. IOC container will create the bean, inject the bean, manage the bean lifecycle. Manage the bean. Spring IOC container manage the bean. Tell me guys, bean what life cycle. Spring IOC container what manages the what cycle here? Bean life cycle. Bean life cycle means what? Create the object, initialize the data, inject the data, destroy the object. Yeah, some people have question like explain the bean life cycle. But next question is here, explain the bean life cycle. You don't think bean means what is a bean? Bean is an Java class. I'm just Java class. What class? Java class. Managed by the IOC container. Bean life cycle means what? Bean creation, bean initialization, bean injection, bean destruction. This all will take care by IOC container. I'll take care by what? Maximum. One is what is in the bean, how many types are IOC containers, and explain the bean life cycles. Bean life cycles. What you mean what? Life cycles. See guys, you have a controller, huh? We have what? We have service, huh? We have the repository, huh? Controller, service, repository. Assume that I am the controller. I got the 100 requests from the clients. How many requests? I am the controller, I can handle the request. How many requests are coming? One request, hundreds of requests. One request, hundreds of requests. Then how many controller objects are created? These questions are next level actually. In the real time, for experience people will ask the questions like that. A controller you have, yes sir, we have the controller. We got 100 requests. Oh nice sir, 100 requests you got. Then how many controller objects are created? One now. 100. Either two options, either 1 or 100. That's it. Only 99, 55. Do you have like this? Either one object. Option 2 is what? 100 objects. So, literally is correct. How many requests are coming? Huh? How many objects created? 1. But Sandeep, how many objects created? Like that. 100 requests you got. Controller is in handle 100 requests. How many controller objects are created? 100 created or 1 created? Nice. Definitely controller object only 1 is created, guys. One controller object is created by REST controller IOC container. Only one controller object is created. That is handling one request or hundreds of requests. One controller object is created, handling hundreds of requests. One service object is created. One repository object is created. It means what? One controller object is created, right? 100 requests are sharing the same controller object, different controller object. 100 requests are sharing what? Same controller object. So controller or multiple controller object created. One controller object is created, right? 100 requests are coming, that is handled by one controller object. So, that is like, that is a singleton class. Controller is a singleton. Controller is what? So what is a singleton? For singleton classes, only one object is created. Only one object is created. If number of requests are coming in, that object will handle. One object is handled all the requests. For the class, only single object is created that instantly shared for all requests. Wait, how many objects created? One object is shared like for one instance, all instances are. In one class, one object, that's all, that is singleton. For one class, single object is created, that is what class replaces singleton. Singleton means what? One class, one object is created, that is the concept of what? Singleton. But see, you got the employee customer details, no? Employee details. Sir, no, employee details, post mapping. Post mapping is sending the employee detail. You are capturing employee details, sir. Capturing what? 100 requests are coming means 100 requests are coming. Then 100 employee objects, a single employee object. 100 requests are coming, then 100 employee objects, a single employee object. Because 100 employee objects required. Because every object, every employee, one detail should be maintained, right? Data is what? Specific employee. 100 employees means how many objects are? But control means how many classes are? One object. So controller class, service class, and repository class are singleton classes. They'll ask the question, controller is a singleton class or prototype class? Singleton. Singleton means what? Only one object is created, that object is shared for all requests. But employee is what? Employee, one object is created, multiple objects created. Multiple objects. 100 requests are coming means how many employees? 200 requests are coming, how many employee objects have to maintain? Wait, 200 objects are saved in the database, right? Is that one object is maintained and one object is saved in the database? How many objects? So model classes and entity classes, right? Those are the prototype classes. What classes, ma? Prototype classes means multiple objects are created. Singleton means one object is created. What is what in our project? What class are singleton classes? Controller class, repository class, service class. These all are what? Singleton. What are the prototype, Manikanta? Important. The Spring IOC content. Spring is a normal Java class maintained by what? IOC content. How many types of IOC containers? Two types. One is the B factory. Second one is what? B factory means you ask them, they create the object, they give the object. But application context, you are not asking. They when the server start up itself, all are what? Ready. Which object you want, you can get the object. What does that explain the bean life cycle? So the bean life cycle tell me. We create the object. First create, తర్వాత initialize. తర్వాత అది ఎవరికైనా కావాలంటే inject. Last one is what? Destroy. Like that. Fourth one is what? What explain the singleton and prototype? Explain what? Singleton and prototype. Tell me guys, what is singleton and prototype? Singleton means one object is created by for all requests. Example is what? Controller class, service class, repository class, object create already. But employee is what? Employee is employee object is created one object and multiple objects are. Singleton and prototype. See guys, prototype means for request multiple objects are created. One employee class, multiple objects. Singleton means one controller class, one object. One object. That is called what? Singleton. Yes, somewhere. That is a singleton and what? Prototype. A singleton understood. Prototype understood. Prototype is what? Prototype means multiple objects are created. Singleton means? Huh? Silent. How many questions you got total here? No? That is a forward process. What is spring bean? How many types of IOC containers? Bean life cycle process and singleton and what prototype. What are the singleton classes means? Controller, service, cost. For the prototype classes means model classes, entity classes. These are the downstream product, employee class employee. That's it, guys. These are the data. Any questions? That is the data. That is what data. That is what data. That is what. Data points. Last one. What is a spring bean? Spring bean is a Java class maintained by maintained by Spring IOC container. చెప్పానా వాట్ ఈస్ ద బీన్ అని చెప్పలేదు కదా నీకు చెప్పాను ఆ రోజు బీన్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ is eager loading or lazy loading? Huh? Lazy loading. No, lazy loading, right? Hey, one question I'll tell you guys. God is asked yesterday one question actually. I forgot to say that this is the point. Rest APIs are stateless. Rest APIs are what? Stateless. Rest APIs are what? Stateless. Stateless means like brainless. Stateless means what? Brainless. See, stateless means like I have the REST API URL. You call my URL by giving what input. What input? JSON input. What input? JSON input. You call my URL by giving JSON input. Okay. అరే నాకు నిజంగానే hey, that is what. Tirupati, okay na? Hey, REST APIs are stateless. Stateless means I build the REST API, you give me the input like JSON format, I will give the output is what? JSON format. Stateful means you send the request, I will maintain your previous some details. I maintain what? Some previous details. When the next request is coming, I will remember the previous details, I will do some actions. I will do some actions. I remembered your previous details, I am doing the action that is called stateful. That is stateful means what? Mindful. Mindful means what? I remember some details. See guys, you have the Netflix, Amazon, huh? You watch some movie like up to 25 minutes. Next time if you open, it starts from what? 25 minutes, right? That is stateful. Stateful means I will remember your previous request details. Remember what? Previous request details I will remember. Then I got the new request, I will do some actions based on the previous details. That is called stateful. But REST APIs are stateless case. REST APIs are not storing any data at server side. You call my REST API, give me input, I will give the output. That's all communication is cut. Communication is what? Cut. REST APIs are stateless, brainless. Stateless means what? Brainless. Nothing. Every request is taken as a new request. Every request is taken as what? New request. Every request is a new request. Yesterday I sent the request now, or who are you? Please send me the request, I'll give the output. That's it. No what? Communications. Any communication? No communication. No communication. Yeah. There's no communication, guys. If they remember your details and they are saying hi means what? They have what? Like stateful or stateless, state. But every time I said like hi means that is what? Stateful or stateless? Huh? Stateless or stateless. The stateless are not storing any data at server side. Every request is taken as a new request. Every request is taken as what? You guys are stateful or stateless? You stateful or stateless? Stateful, huh? Stateful. Stateful means you'll remember yesterday class, huh? You remember yesterday class, huh? Stateful or stateless, huh? Stand up. Stateful means you remember everything, right? Stateful means what? You remember everything. Next request is coming. Then you say yesterday you sent the request on so date. Oh, nice. Hi, like that. Stateful. Stateless means what? Every request is taken as what? New request. Yesterday sent request means you ask like who are you? I don't want any communications. Yes, sir. No. Tell me. You are stateful or stateless, sir? Yes. Huh? Roma, data is stateful or stateless, sir? Are they stateful or stateless, sir? Stand up. Stateful or stateless, sir? Stateful means last previous classes all you remember. If I send the request, you will get the raw information. Huh? Stateful or stateless, sir? Huh? Cheppura. Stateful or stateless, sir? Hey. State? అంటే నీకు గుర్తుంది ఇప్పుడు యూ రిమెంబర్ ఆల్ ఎస్టర్డే అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ రైట్ ఏంటిరా స్టేట్ ఫుల్ స్టేట్ లెస్ స్టేట్లెస్ మీన్స్ ఎవరీ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇస్ టేకెన్ యాస్ ఎవరీ రిక్వెస్ట్ న్యూ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇప్పుడే రేపు పొద్దున్న అయిపోతుంది సంబంధం లేదన్నారు కానీ స్టేట్లెస్ You guys are stateless, stateless, huh? Mixed, Ma, then the stateful, stateless, Write the points. మనకంత స్టేట్ఫుల్ స్టేట్లెస్ ఏ కంపెనీలో మేము అట్లనే మాట్లాడుతున్నాం కదా సార్ ఇది ఎవడు అంత గిట్ అండ్ స్టూపిడ్ కాంటెంట్ కాదమ్మా కాంటెంట్ అంత స్టూపిడ్ కంటెంట్ కంటెంట్ అది కాంటెంట్ stupid content tracker. Stupid content tracker. Where is the content? Huh? GitHub లో content ఉంటుంది. How can you track the content? Using some commands in a Git. You are stateless, I know. Cool. Explain the Spring Boot scopes like singleton prototype. Singleton is sort of only one object is created by Spring IOC container that will be used by one request or request. That is used or request. Controller service and repository. Prototype is what is every client request, new object is created. Model class and entity class. When we send the 10 requests, then how many model objects created? 10 models. How many entity objects are 10 entities. One object will hold what? One product data. A singleton scope means what? Controller repository is all right. When the objects are created, an application starts. Because we are using the IOC container, right? What IOC container? Application context, being factory. Application context means the objects are created when your application starts. Out of two scopes, the default scope is a singleton scope. You write that correct. The default scope is a singleton. What is the default scope here? By default, singleton is enabled. Here we just add this colon. Singleton scope is one shared instance for all requests. For one request for all requests. One shared instance. One instance created that is shared by one request, all request, all request. ऑनलाइन पीपल बाय, तुम्हाला will meet.